Hi, I'm Dan Buckstaff, VP of Marketing at Jetlore, and I'm going to talk for a minute about lifetime profiles and user recognition and the fundamental role that they play in individualizing experiences throughout e-commerce, in email, on-site, and in mobile environments. So let's talk about attribute profiles, which are the foundation of individualization. And there's a 7-tier process that you need to follow in order to get there. The first is that you need to have a unified ID across all your channels: email, your different website properties, different pages, your mobile apps, and you need to be able to make this ID accessible in your multi-channel tag manager and also through your email service provider. Second step is that you need to be able to track a variety of customer actions across all of these channels. So you have to be able to gather information about these individuals, about each individuals and their different actions. It can start anonymously, and then you can work toward recognition. So you need to be able to recognize these customers when they show up in different channels. And this is a combination of using cookies. Email is a great place to cookie people. You can use cache and persistent login. You can require logins. You want to make sure you're using the same ID across apps, as well as in your email and on site. And then once you have kind of the user recognized and you know their actions, then you want to be able to extract attribute level data from the content that they've interacted with, engaged, maybe put in a shopping cart, purchased, and user contributed information like ratings and follows and wish lists, all the different sorts of things that are now available for users to do kind of in the e-commerce environment. Once you have that attribute data, you need to be able to build a customer profile from these attributes. You have to have a model that understands kind of the relative importance, how things decay over time, long-lived attributes, potentially like brands, kind of how quickly a certain click will decay. So all that goes into a model. Once you have that, then you need to be able to track all of the content that a particular customer is seeing, wherever they're seeing it, whatever channel, and what response they have. So as an example, you might show them content in an email, you might feature it. But if they ignore that, you want to be able to track that and update their profile. We call that passive data. And so you have this active and passive data that you collect across all these channels, and you put it onto their profile. And then as that updates their profile, you're able to adapt the experiences that they have over a long series. So if you think about, you don't just have one interaction with a customer, you have a series of interactions with loyal customers in emails, on site, in different channels. And so you want to be able to adapt experiences based on what they're engaging with, what they're ignoring, and that helps keep the experiences not only relevant but also really fresh. And when you follow those processes, what we found is that you end up with a deeper relationship with the customer. You know more about them. It begins a virtuous cycle of engagement where more engagement from a customer leads to a stronger profile, which leads to better experiences for them, and then they continue to engage. So that actually ends up being a competitive advantage in a very challenging retail environment. If you want to see the full 30-minute webinar on this topic, click on the link that's associated with that, and we can go into more detail. Thanks a lot.